Hey guys, how we doing? I'm Yalek. I'm in the middle of a map clear after doing an operation hit for which, as you can see, 5-5 fully boosted. And I figure might as well do something with that boost. And yeah, so I'm just running through some player bases. And I've run into, I think it was this fellow, General Jack. And this is just a perfect demonstration of a fail-based principle. And so I'd like to talk about that for a second. Now, we do have to worry about these shock launchers, but see, this person, General, excuse me, has clustered or stuck his HQ as far away from the beach as possible, which in many cases is a good thing. And he's surrounded his HQ with splash damage. All of his splash damage is focusing inwards. All 3 rockets range, his 2 shock launchers range, and then the mortars in a ring, and then finally the continuous damage machine guns and flamethrowers just surrounding the HQ. So I take all of that to mean that he really doesn't want to be raided by warriors, so you know we're gonna have to do that just because we're like that around here. Now, the main problem I have with this base, and the main reason that it is a nice thing I'm fully boosted, is that his mines are actually kind of a pain. Obviously with his HQ over there, and again, knowing that he does not want to be raided by warriors, he has put his mines in an appropriate place to keep his HQ from being raided by warriors. Look, he has a line going off this direction in case you tried to come over there. This is actually a fair attempt, actually, to be honest, to defend against what I'm about to do. But the problem is, it's really not, let's see, I normally don't use 2 barrages to clear mines, but we are going to need them here, I think. Alright, that's decent. Okay. I think we're good. I have the extra troop health from the tribe bonus, so away we go. Probably didn't need to use the flare landing here. Probably could have just grouped up on that cannon. That guy, right there, staring at us, trying to find somebody to shoot at. Let's hope he doesn't. Okay, so we're gonna stop at this machine gun for a heal, and here's where we get clever. Have to do that eventually, right? Okay, so we are going like that, back to this machine gun in the corner, and we're gonna pull Bullitt right into the middle of all of this nonsense, and then we're gonna flare back to the HQ. Now, drop some critters, everything gets taunted, we shock the shock launchers, and I can't even see what's happening with the HQ, but it's dead. You see that set up quite a bit. People will go ahead and do that. And again, nothing against this guy. He actually had a fair idea there. He was definitely trying not. He had a purpose, and he was doing many of the right things to try to stop that attack from happening. It's just, I mean, I'm at full blast, and he had, I think, 2 ice. There's just very little chance of defending that when I'm starting with like a 5 GBE. I've got like 170 GBE to work with. So those 2 barrages, normally that would be cost prohibitive, but boosted, not so much. And otherwise, this is a pretty easy day. But the main thing is this configuration back here. People like to do this. They like to stick their HQ back in the corner. They like to put flamethrowers and machine guns back here. Very hard to shock back here. There's not enough space. If you throw a shock and it lands on these things, you've just shocked a bunch of your warriors who will be standing all around the HQ as well. Same back here. General principle. But guess what? There are other ways of dealing with this setup. Yeah, interesting. Didn't notice that little detour down there. Whatever. Yeah, so just adjusting bullet placement instead of having him. Well, let's see. Normally, if the HQ is here, Bullitt would be standing like down next to this flamethrower, or just the other side of this machine gun somewhere. with a range of 3 tiles. So he would be standing down here and he would get this, all of this stuff would be taunted. But he'd be leaving machine gun, flamethrower, machine gun, not taunted. This should be taunted. So these 3 in the back. It's just an easy way, a very, very easy way of doing this. You could try to get that shock in, like by going right here. You still have a very good chance of shocking a bunch of your warriors. Just easier this way. Okay, good. So what we do is just flared to the flamethrower behind the HQ. Now what this does is it pulls Bullitt, like I said, right into the middle of all this stuff, where his range of 6 tiles will then extend to get everything in this area, all of the things that we don't want shooting at us. I mean, we're standing in the middle of all of his machine guns and flamethrowers with a bunch of warriors, and we're going to come through pretty much unscathed. But you see Bullitt is standing here, his star is right there, so he's going to get all of this stuff, and this, of course, and everything touching the HQ on the far side, because he's standing touching the HQ here, and the HQ is only a 5x5 building. It's 5 tiles by 5 tiles. His range is 6. Everything on the other side of this HQ is automatically taunted as long as it's touching the HQ. His range will definitely extend. So, just beautiful there. That's exactly what we want. Everything back here, all of his continuous damage stuff, and a couple of the mortars too, are taunted. We threw some critters over here. That's sort of a firewall against any of the incoming. That's especially the rockets, which he does have placed in a good spot. And in particular, the shock launchers needed to get shocked because they are one of our biggest enemies. Just a fairly low-tech strategy for dealing with a setup like this. It works on all kinds of different setups, though. You know me. If you come here often, you know I love moving Bullitt around on the map in order to maximize his taunt, and that's what we're doing there. Just taking his taunt and putting him in such a spot where his taunt takes care of everything that we would want to be taunted. So just moving him around relative to the defenses. Anyway, I thought that was a very, very specific setup to try to stop a warrior rush. Again, everything that he's got set up here is trying to stop exactly what happened. It's just not possible. This is why you need to go all offense. That's alright. I'll let you come to that decision on your own. If you're here, chances are you're probably all offense anyway. And on that note, I'm going to get to bed because it's like midnight. But, and I have a bunch more bases to clear. So, I'll catch you guys later.